ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Summit 3 China qualifiers presented by Gigabyte. Phase 2 action in this best-of-3 matchup between HyperGlory team taking on Invictus Gaming. And believe it or not, we are in game number 3. It all comes down to this between these two teams. One team's going to be moving on forward to what you may say is the lower bracket finals. The other team, their Summit 3 journey ends. I'm KotLGuy bringing you the coverage here for Beyond the Summit, and I'm going to be joined remotely from my good buddy Blaze. Blaze, it's been one hell of a series. We've seen bloodshed. We've seen the typical, more slow-paced, methodical, strategic Chinese Dota. I am very curious to see what the hell we're going to be seeing here for game number 3. It should be a lot of fun, though.
Definitely. I've been enjoying this match so far, just back and forth, ups and downs, and now IG. I have to say they're opening the draft really strong. Not only getting the Queen of Pain that they love to put on Ferrari, but getting a denial pick of the Treant Protector. HGT, they get the first pick. They even, with the bans, hand them the Dwarven Sniper, and then they're like, but you're not going to get that living armor. You're not going to get that safety coverage, the overgrowth buffer, anything like that to keep the sniper fighting the way you want him to. And they have to go for a Rubik instead. Now, Rubik isn't bad because you can still steal that living armor that you're relying on so heavily, or maybe even some of Queen of Pain's hefty spells, the Blink, the Sonic Wave. But all in all, he's just still a support that has a lot of issues surviving in the fights, and Queen of Pain has no trouble bursting people down.
10 seconds remaining.
This should be pretty interesting, and if you're just looking at this thinking like, oh, IG are just trying to be cheeky and they'll steal the tree for themselves just to take it away from IG, they've played it themselves a good couple of times here as they look through their match history. I think the last time they played it looks like about 9 days ago against their matchup against VG, so we'll have to see where they decide to take it from here, and this potentially looks like, yeah, the third reprieve of the Ferrari Queen of Pain as they constantly make sure that they ban out the Storm Spirit. Lots of respect towards his Storm Spirit play there, but he's been just as crafty as we've already seen on the Queen of Pain. And yeah, I'm curious to see what HyperGlory team now will fall back on, especially someone like Kaka, because it seems like it's either Wisp or it's been the Treant Protector as of recent, but at least for now they are going to pick up that Rubik, who would love to get a hold of that precious little Blink from Queen of Pain. Could certainly benefit quite a bit from anything Treant Protector wants to give to him. But as the bans do progress, we're not going to be seeing that Luo Brood that he did a lot of work with in the previous game. They ban that out. They ban out the Lina. Invictus Gaming, they also remove the Westbrook Earthshaker, which he played the last 2 matches, and they're waiting out in the second bad. Worthy to note, Blaze, Axe has also been ignored up to this point. So if he does not get banned out here, I would not be surprised if one of these two teams will pick it up.
Yeah, definitely a lot of potential. I mean, I could see just getting the quick lop off, and somebody who has all those living armor stacks on them, keeping them alive, would be a really nice thing for HGT to have. But IG are going to ban it out as their second hero, so we're going to be seeing XTT forced into a different off-laning perspective, and just in general a very different game than what we've seen for the first 2. Because I really feel that Earthshaker was a very pronounced hero in both of the previous games. But yeah, right now, I mean, you could just have to look at Ferrari's potential on this Queen of Pain already, what we've seen. Add in the support of a Lion roaming for him. Add in a Treant Protector giving him living armor. How aggressive is he going to be able to be with this hero? Like, I'm actually terrified for HGT. Like, they're confident in their own ways. And they do pick up Viper, who's probably the best hero to deal with that before level 6. But yeah, I just think that Ferrari's going to be just playing the pianist once again, and it's just going to be HGT that have to outplay him in their own way. Viper will survive for a while, but in the end, the pure damage, I think, will win out.
We are getting a bit limited on the offlane potential here. I would be pretty surprised if IG pass on the chance to grab a Clockwork here as their offlane position, especially going against something like a Sniper. I think could be pretty good. So we'll have to see, though. They haven't played it too much as of recent. It looks like it's been quite a while, like 12 days ago since they did pick it up here. And we'll have to see. Outside of that, you know, you still got Bristleback, who Luo has definitely repped recently. And then, of course, you also get access to... Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second here, Blaze. That's an AA pickup when you already got a Lion and a tree. One of these is going to be in a core position, and I'm already getting a bit percolated about it. This is going to be fun. So, of these 3, is it going to be a tree on off lane? I mean, that's the only thing that's standing out to me, unless this is I don't know. I don't know, Blaze. This is going to be fun. This is an elimination game, mind you, and they're going to be pulling out something funky here.
Yeah, I think this is going to be very interesting. The most orthodox you could find would be Treant in the off lane. He's kind of survivable. Rubik Chen might not be able to get more than
remaining.
1 or 2 kills on him in the laning phase, but there is the possibility that Queen of Pain
5
actually goes to the off lane,
remaining.
and then you get Lion AA. One of those two will be actually taking core farm, and that would be really
Reserve
fun to
time.
see. But I don't really think that either of those two would be that great against the Viper or a Sniper. So that's the one thing, is the lane and mid is going to be hard, no matter who they put there,
Dire
Air or
team
ZSMJ.
ban.
And I kind of feel like Ferrari's the one man for the job. And in that context, what are you doing with these heroes, IG? But we'll just have to wait and see. For sure, though, we're going to be seeing Burnings pick up next. That's the only thing missing from the puzzle. So HGT looking to
10
ban something
seconds
out.
remaining.
Juggernaut seems appropriate, but they're going to ban out the Naga Siren, actually.
Invictus
Ban onto the
Gaming's
Burning
time to pick.
Naga. First thing that stands out to me is him just getting his jug, because it's still out there and available, and I know he does love to go for that. He also has ran a Lycan with a pretty similar lineup, but it is Radiant side, and it could be a bit iffy, but I mean, with the picks they've already got, I'm very curious. I mean, if it's a farming Treant Protector, I anticipate they're going to be going right for the Ags, which they might get something that could really take advantage of having all
10
that bit of extra
seconds
map
remaining.
control and that extra bit of intel that they could get. Maybe someone who's
5
good with being
seconds
mobile,
remaining.
could be like a Slark who you can really kind of go deep into enemy territory. Nope, it's going to be his
Dire-
Medusa. I mean, we've seen him do lots of
Huge.
work with this, but you know, they have definitely the late game covered on that front. And she could definitely benefit from her allies here, even just like the chilling touch, the lockdown factor from Lion, and she would love that little bit of extra living armor just to survive for those few extra huge right clicks. So a funny grab there, and Centaur is going to be the last grab here for the off-lane position of Hyper Glory team.
Yeah, very interesting matchup we're going to be seeing here. Now, it's worth noting that IG don't have the best supports to really enhance this Medusa's potential. Like, they had the option of picking up the Vengeful Spirit, but the Lion is the pickup for them. They'll keep the Medusa alive for sure, but as far as her getting damage, it's still going to take some time. And on that note, I would actually love to see the Centaur building an early Crimson Guard just to block all the auto attacks. Like, suddenly all the damage is gone. Your pipe won't do much against the Queen of Pain. Ancient Apparition still is at least suppressing Chen's heals. So I would say instead of like the traditional pipe rush you see from Centaur after Blink Dagger, I would say maybe
10
go towards the
seconds
Crimson
remaining.
and make sure that just Medusa is hitting for almost nothing for the first half of the game.
5 seconds
IG
remaining.
really are taking their time before they reveal who's playing what here. I don't know if that's like a hidden tactic, but they just wait till the last second before they get their players in their position. And well, away we go. And I can't help but notice, okay, it is a core farming tree, as Luo is
Prepare
one to
for
pick it up.
battle.
I don't know the last time he's really had to play it in this kind of position, but this is going to be really interesting to see. So let's just go ahead and jump right into introductions here, Blaze. I'll lead things off on Hyper Glory team side, Dire side. We got Kaka, who's now going to be playing his Rubik. We got Pretty Ha on the Chen. We got ZSMJ, your first-generation Chinese legendary player himself, playing the Sniper. Air is going to be playing what looks like the mid lane Viper, and that will leave Westbrook, also known as, I hope I say this right, ZTT, is that right? You're going to be playing your Centaur.
XTT, yeah.
XTT, one of those TTs, but I like the name Westbrook so much, I'm just going to call him
Yeah.
Westbrook.
Yeah,
Cool
just
stuff.
get Westbrook on Brooklyn Kurtz, and he's going to be just balling out of control just on swag meter alone. But yeah, going for boots first in the offlaners, no surprise
30
here.
seconds to
The
battle.
Nature's Guys early for Treant will be pretty interesting. Chen and Rubik both have Sentry Wards. Is that pool? Yeah, that's just split between the two. So essentially, if they can still get the Treant in a bad spot, either the Sniper or the Viper have the slows to follow up a telekinesis. But early on, the Luo still gets a free 50 gold out of the sentries that were given to him by Faith, and that allows him to go further out in the lane. He's not going to be watched the entire time.
The battle
Yeah,
begins.
he'll take the extra bit of 50 gold, why not? And yeah, that means that he can kind of hang back in the dark quite a bit. And you know, you still have Kaka here with one sentry on hand for this tree. So that is something he will have to keep in mind. And he can also even eliminate the sentry there from Luo as well. So we'll see if he decides to put it to strong use there. But now we got Radiant side. Chuan, who's been blocking out this mid lane. He's going to be playing your Lion, and it's going to be the mid lane burning Medusa to go toe-to-toe against ZSMJ. So we got the two legendary players going toe-to-toe here in the mid lane. That's awesome to see right there. We'll have to keep tabs there. Bottom lane, Faith on the support Queen of Pain immediately puts out the chilling touch for Ferrari as he tries to get a quick early couple of jabs in. He ends up eating a couple of tower hits, though. He's going to be playing for the third game straight the Queen of Pain. And top lane, yeah, Luo on that tree. As he hides up and behind with his nature's guys. KotLGuy has yet to dish out the sentry yet.
Yeah, they know that there's a sentry ward in the lane that they don't want to have de-ward their own. KotLGuy needs to play this one pretty far back, and it's pretty clear that there's an observer ward out here. KotLGuy is being watched, and Luo's going to be able to position against it pretty well. In the meantime, Chuan's kind of the enigma on the map. The Dire don't have vision of him right now, and that just means that, of course, he's going to be able to be more active towards the mid lanes. The SMJ is going to have more issues, and Burning's going to have that extra bit of coverage. They also try to de-ward to unblock this hard camp, which is very important for Chen ganking the top lane, and it's not going to happen because the ward is to the north instead of in the middle of the camp. So that sentry fails, and Chen's not going to be able to really make use of this side of the map at all.
Oh, Luo was just like beelining it there. I think he might have seen that very low centaur, and he's like, I want that last hit and that free bit of gold.
Oh, because they're going to deny it too.
Yeah, KotLGuy's like, nope, sorry, sir. You're not taking it. But Luo is still trying to be pretty cheeky here. He'll swat him in the butt right there and just kind of have to walk all the way back and around. And
oh, and look at what Chuan just did. Oh, he's played Chen so much. He knows how annoying it can be. And here it is, the block of the hard camps for the Chen. He's going to have the worst neutral spawns available to him. Ogres is all he can possess right now. This is actually going to be a really slow start for Pretty Haw.
yeah, we haven't gotten to see a whole lot of Chen as of recent, either it being just kind of ignored or just flat out respect banned from either side. Both these teams really like to play their Chen. Yeah, I mean, that means that they both have experience doing so, and they kind of make sure they do the precautious steps of banning out and making life as difficult as possible for him, because if he has a slow early start, then things become a bit more difficult to recover, because you almost have like a quota to meet when you're Chen. I mean, we see typically do different styles. It's either plant yourself in the woods, farm up to get a quick mech, and then you can get towers quickly thereafter, or you're ganking in the mid lane, getting your early smoke, and just trying to be a factor there. It looks like he's going for possibly the former with his current build-up, but with that camp being blocked, it is certainly not going to be as easy. But we are going to see a possible change up here. Westbrook is ditched the off lane, and he's heading towards the top, it looks like.
Yeah, XTT in this position, maybe he wanted to jungle a little bit, but no stout shield, no return, means he just has to gank. So they need the telekinesis into the Dark Troll Trap, into the Hoof Stomp to get a good kill, and we'll see who's leading the charge as they make their way most likely mid. If they go top, I'm not sure if that has a high percentage chance, maybe like 50% chance, and they're committing 3 heroes in a smoke. They need like 80+%. So they'll go with Medusa, but they have to wait for Burning to overstep, and with everybody missing, he's just playing as passive as can be.
He actually pinged it out. They don't have vision on it, but he knew that they were kind of in the area. And yeah, he's playing it very safe by the tower. He has 2 supports behind him, though, in case the jump does come there. But they deterred from that path, and now they have eyes towards the top. If they don't get anything out of this, Blaze, this is a lot of time where they're kind of not doing anything and away from the lane. Now, they do spot out Luo. They got the sentry already for him, and it looks like they will be able to get the kill as they just kind of lock him in place with the hoof stomp. He's sitting there. He thinks that he's safe under the cover, but he's not. Living armor is also not going to be enough, and your first blood goes to Westbrook. So he ventures away from the off lane, and he is able to get a little bit of something for himself. And now they're going to use this bit of momentum and just quickly push down this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, Air does not have a Basilius, so it is going to be just trying to get it with a few hero tanking the shots, because of course the creep wave just falls very quickly, but the timing is great. The siege creep does a lot of work. They combine the fortification with the living armor, giving it a little bit more effective HP, but in the end the next creep wave comes through, and yeah, they clean this up nicely. So deny attempts, I don't think so. That's going to be a clear tier 1, and Centaur suddenly has 1,300 gold. Does he go for the Tranquils here, or does he just say, screw it, I'm halfway to Blink?
I don't know. We'll have to see. It's a matter of how easy it is going to be to find farm after that. I mean, he has been blessed with that first blood and an easy tower, but you still have to find somewhere to build up some farm, and if he needs to find it in the jungle, then yeah, maybe something like Tranquils would help out with that. And then they could help him with going back to the bottom lane and being a factor there. But here we go. They're actually going to go into air here. They get a nice stun. They get a nice Shadow Strike. It slows them down quite a bit. And, you know, it's taking a lot of muscle power. It is a Viper after all. Oh, he's barely alive and he gets denied. Nicely done there from KotLGuy as he gets the deny. Generously handing out a couple extra hats to some viewers there who did purchase the ticket.
Yep, so unfortunately that doesn't work out for them too well, but still they make their rotations, and I'm not sure if we actually caught it on camera, but about a minute and a half ago, there was a kill on the sniper mid. Ancient Apparition, Lion were able to catch him off guard, and the 3 conversion on 1 to bring down the sniper. So I'd say Burning is pretty happy with how the laning phase is going. He didn't expect to like win CS against the sniper, just because that hero is so frustrating to go up against on lane with his attack animation, projectile, the shrapnel. So in the end, him drawing even on CS and now having a slight advantage with the assist. Yeah, I think that Burning's pretty happy with the mid lane.
Yeah, and Medusa this happy early on is a very good thing to have. She just would love to have a good bit of a head start so that where she really thrives in the later game, you know, she can get to that point sooner than later. Looks like Westbrook still has yet to invest any gold, so he could be just saving straight for the Blink Dagger here. And obviously, IG have to know that when they see that he's gotten the first blood, he got in the tower, and he still only has boots. They have to know that Blink is going to be coming sooner than later. So the second he does go missing from the map, they better be looking to communicate and make sure that they're going to be ready for any sort of oncoming gank. And Ferrari, who's been pretty much working relentlessly in this bottom lane since then, he's 38 and 14 now. He's got his treads and early null and such. And about 800 gold build up here. He's been building his Queen of Pain a bit different for each of the games. Game 1, we saw him have to go with the Necro book to try to split push a bit. Game 2, he went a bit more standard with his Queen of Pain, so we'll have to see where he decides to go from here. He has Faith nearby to kind of help with the creep wave pull a bit, and, well, it does look like Westbrook is going to go on an adventure elsewhere. Can't really go too far forward as long as they're pulling the lane, and he'll just kind of join Pretty Ha here nearby.
So one thing that's interesting to note is the Centaur actually going for a 2-1 build. I'm assuming he's still just going to ignore return to go for like a 2-3-0, but the second point in Hoof Stomp earlier just means he feels he's going to be pretty reliable with those stuns, especially with that Blink Dagger, and yeah, just getting a little bit more efficiency out of the stun duration and damage, despite the mana cost remaining the same. It's pretty nice for him. But yeah, he's going to be looking for that Blink Dagger pretty soon. Just needs to farm up this creep wave up top, and it doesn't seem like he's going to get ganked in that time frame. So this is going to be Blink Dagger for Centaur, and that's great for XTT. In the meantime, ZSMJ, Leech Steed is probably all they need to set up this kill, and actually it's going to be a rune fight up top.
They try to go for Burning. They almost try to get him on the cliff there. His Stone Gaze will come out, does solidify him, and he's able to make a slippery escape here. Does eat the Assassinate, which brings him pretty dang low, but there's just not enough follow-up there. Most of IG have been moved towards the mid lane. They tried to make a go on the sniper previously, but they were not able to get it. And now we have Luo, who is very deep here. And it's just level 1 Nature's Guys, which can cost a little bit of mana here for the tree, who doesn't have Arcanes quite yet. And he's just kind of just walking all around. It's going to be a bit of a slow start for this off-lane tree, who has yet to get level 6 and only has a pair of boots and a Sobi. When you compare that over to Westbrook here, Westbrook is not on par with the levels as he's still trying to get level 5, but he obviously is going to get his Blink Dagger pretty dang fast. So, bit of an equal trade from both offlaners, but we'll see the Centaur kind of come into play much sooner than this tree.
Yeah, definitely. Another interesting aspect is the early arcane boots out on Rubik. He's able to spam a lot more. He's able to roam a lot more. He also picked up the dust so that the treant can't feel confident roaming that deep anymore, but I think he's pretty much done his job. He gets this ward down, and that gives them the intel that knows that people are going bottom. At least I hope that's what IG realized based on their movements off the observer, but I guess it's a matter of seconds before they say, okay, they've been off the map too long, but those seconds are precious, and Kaka's gonna get the lift.
There it is. Lift. Can they lock him in place? Nicely set up with the Centaur stun. Then the Warbeast able to get off a little bit of extra damage. Ferrari is hit, dropped pretty low with the Viper Strike, gets himself in. Can he get out? He can! The Poison Orb is going to fly across the map towards him, but he has already made it safely back to base. Let me see if that attack actually
You know what just happened there? The Test of Faith did such a tiny amount of damage. It wasn't... I mean, it actually is saying that it only did 45 damage, with the range being 100 to 200, so I'm assuming that he didn't even have it at level 2 at the time, which just seems odd to me considering he's level 5. That's not a bug, right? Like,
I don't know. That is a bit interesting to see, and he's been level 5, so he had it for that fight. Yeah, I don't know. That's a
Yeah,
bit weird.
it says he hit for 45 damage. It's pure damage. It shouldn't be mitigated, but it is what it is. Anyways, Treant overstepping his bounds. He does get picked.
Yeah, that is just a quick grab for them, and he tried to go invis, but it's not going to be happening. So they get the quick pick on the tree, and it looks like they're going to be adding some pressure on this tier 1 bottom as they have a nice army right here. Oh, they get the catch. There's Westbrook with that blink dagger on the burning of all people. Caught with the assassin. He goes down. Promptly so. Westbrook able to walk away before he gets solidified from the cold feet. And now they just turn their attention towards the tier 1 itself. And a nice start right there as they're able to get the Medusa of all people. They push themselves ahead now 3-2 here. Not as action-packed as the previous game, but it is Hyper Glory Team kind of going down the list of objectives already. And quickly Air is going to retreat back towards the mid lane and towards Burning. Or not, towards Ferrari, rather. And just kind of be there.
Ferrari going into Chen's jungle and just saying, oh, no Centaur for you. Midas is it up, leaves the little one to just be lonesome, be an orphan, and Chen doesn't really want to persuade that one way or another. So Pradal's going to have to kind of take away from the Radiant jungle if he wants a good army. And even in the fights, if Ferrari has the transmute up, that's just taking one of the 4 creeps away from the Chen. So they're just doing so much this game to frustrate Pretty Hob, blocking off the camps, scouting his movements, and now even having the Midas to deal with that directly. Even the AA might go for the Midas. The Viper certainly has, as he just completes it on the Courier. And they're about to take Roche. Medallion was picked up very early for Pretty Hot, despite the Buckler rush initially. And this lets them clear out Roshan, no problem at all.
Yeah, it's actually just about down. I'm surprised how quick it was. I thought that maybe it would take a bit of time as he didn't have a lot of damage, but he suddenly had that medallion. He didn't have it when they first went towards the pit. Then, as you pointed out, he's got it now. Stampede as they rushed right towards Faith. They get the blink and the stun. The Assassinate's there, but he's got living armor to help him out. Oh, big Sonic Wave and Overgrowth. Connects on 2, plus the Ice Blast. Westbrook could be in trouble here, but he gets the kill on the Ferrari before he does go down. Now Burning, trying to get away, pops out the ult, he'll go down. A 2-man drop here for Hyper Glory Team, coming out really big. Yeah, IG have been kind of one step ahead to take those measures against someone like Pretty Hob, but they've still been able to make a lot happen for themselves, and now they're going to go for this mid-tier 1. This is looking pretty similar to game number 1, Blaze, where they just had so much momentum early on, and they went from tower to tower to tower. They got every Roach they'd wanted, and it's looking pretty damn solid. Chuan has been very persistent here in the top lane. He's trying to get a Blink Dagger quickly on his Lion. That would certainly help out, but he'll need it quick because his team is crumbling right now. It's very early, I know, but this is exactly what Hyper Glory Team want, and they're already getting so much. And look at this stack. They're going to be taking this stack away. And yeah, you may have gotten the creeps away from the jungle, but he found a Centaur right over here, and he's going to take that one up. Oh my goodness, Hyper Glory Team, really nice start here for game number 3.
Yeah, and it's just Burning doesn't really have anything in terms of survivability. Oh, and they keep on walking into no man's land. The Blink's stolen too. Like, they don't expect people to just be hanging around there farming their big hard creeps, but yeah, the HGT never left. They've been in this position for quite a while. Now they have the Blink stun to maybe go on Burning again. Stone Gaze still on cooldown. Mana Shield will help, but he just doesn't have great items. If I was talking about Burning's farm before in comparison to Sniper, he has since then not even gotten 20 CS, but we do see that Blink Stomp coming into play, bring down the Treant before he can react, and yeah, it's like just Burning is this kind of anchor for IG's lineup and their comeback, but if he doesn't have the effective HP to survive through a team fight, then they're just in a really bad way. They need these overgrowths to hit, they need really good earth spikes, they just need to keep Burning alive. One thing I was talking about the Test of Faith earlier, and I was really still curious about that little mystery. It's actually the Treant's living armor blocked some of the damage, so that's why it got reduced down to 45. Was bothering me, but for those wondering the deeper mechanics there.
There it is, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's really kind of hard to see when you're kind of just freaking out seeing if Ferrari's even going to be able to make it away at every little bit right there, and yeah, that would make a lot more sense. And it just looks like Hyper Glory Team are really taking advantage of the IG lineup, knowing that they're not a team that's really ready to fight this early on, whereas their team, I mean, the second they were able to get that Blink together on Centaur, they were just ready to go. And they have been able to really make it work, just going from one thing to the next. They get a fair amount of damage on the tier 2, which will be repaired there from Luo. But yeah, I mean, from our perspective, when Ferrari just got annihilated right there, you got to understand, like, from their point of view, they're completely in the dark from that spot and all the way down below. So you could just figure that Hyper Glory Team were going to pull back and farm through the IG jungle, but that was not the case. And the second that Ferrari shows himself, which actually shows
Sonic
himself
Blade.
top, and he gets a nice kill here in the top lane. Now, that's good redemption for him. After he was brought down the mid lane, he goes up there and makes quick work of him. The double null build even here for him.
Yeah. Yeah, he actually really likes this build. Just getting a lot more stats to play around with, along with the treads. He's actually able to do a lot more work with his mana pool, consistently put out his level 2 ultimate, and yeah, I think this is actually not bad. It's solid efficiency, and that's the important thing. The Ice Blast is what allows him to get the kill up top, though, and that gives him a little bit of rebound here at this stage in the game. The Sniper was second in net worth. Now Ferrari trying to contest that throne. He's at just 400 gold behind at place number 3, but it's still going to be burning to build it up. He's going to be most likely going for like a Yasha for just the farming potential, and then they need to focus on map control. They need to get their jungle back.
Is it going to be that easy, though? I mean, we already see pressure towards the bottom. KotLGuy dishes out a sentry and hopes to catch out Luo. Luo with the other way, though. He does have a TP if he needs to kind of get himself back towards safety, but they are now going to quickly head themselves back. I mean, HyperGlory team are just happy to kind of patrol through the IG woods here and scout out anything they can. Constantly kind of hounding and seeing where Luo's going to be showing his tree face here. It's not going to be anytime soon, so Air will take the opportunity to farm up the lane. Meanwhile, IG, they are getting some pressure on this tier 1 top lane. It looks like they will be able to bring it down. This will be their first tower takedown of the game, and it is going to be Burning who does get the last hit. He did go right for a point booster here, Blaze, so not stepping off with the Yasha first. This could just be a reliable point booster in the meantime.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it is going to be a Scotty rush. It seems like that would be a very slow progression for him, but I actually love the idea of the casual point booster. Actually, if you do the math on it, with this mana shield up and how much it can actually absorb, this is actually like 570 health out of the point booster, so really helps Burning survive. But it is going to be another pick off. Like, these supports, and in this context, offlaner, are just getting picked off left and right. Every time they venture out into the jungle, they seem to have some issues, and it's going to cost them a tier 2 tower.
Yeah, we caught that whole win. The second that Luo finally starts to try to step back towards the safety of his tier 2, I mean, Westbrook is right there, scouts him, blinks in, sets it up with the stun, and eventually we just know what happens thereafter. He ends up going down, and this will allow them to segue towards this tier 2, which with this Chen army out in front, they're going to be able to bring it down. A casual living armor is just not going to be enough there, Luo, and he does end up getting it. They pull back and away. Meanwhile, top lane, they get Westbrook. All right, Queen of Pain able to bring him on down with a quick sonic wave, and it is going to be a Centaur for a tier 2. I guess you can also throw Luo into that mix, and it's still HyperGlory team who do get a bit of the better here. They're ahead now 8-5, and their net worth advantage is already at about 7,500. 3K for XP.
Yep. We're going to see Air finish up his Aghanim Scepter there, but we'll see if he can actually make much use of it as far as just getting those initiations on the back of the Centaur. I like the idea of what HGT do when they're trying to defend like these distant tier 2 towers. It's similar to what we saw in game 1, where they're like, okay, get the jump early and then the TP rotation will secure that kill. But in this case, although he is able to do like 700 damage with his combo jumping on the Queen of Pain, they just do enough to turn it against him that the Rubik rotation doesn't mean squat. So end of the day, it's just kind of going back to both sides farming and HGT controlling the eastern part of the jungle, but they want more than just part of the jungle. They want to control everything, and that's why they buy the gem. Here they're able to just can destroy the tree every time he goes out to scout things, and then of course they're able to deward everything from the Radiant side. As long as KotLGuy doesn't lose it, that's the key.
Yeah, it's very crucial to be able to kind of keep this power advantage while you got it, and they're able to move on forward. They see Burning. He uses that blink to get him in place.
Oh, the Chen!
Guys, not going to be able to get close enough for the stun. His whole army going to be petrified, and Burning isn't going to be able to make it away. A bit of a lost opportunity there for HyperGlory team, as they couldn't quite get a hold of him, and now they got to step back and try to defend out this tier 2, which is being pressured currently from Ferrari. He does have help nearby in the form of Chuan and Faith. Chuan does have his blue dagger, of course, but they're not looking to make a pick happen, so they'll just kind of add the pressure there, take some farm on the way out, and HyperGlory team are going to be forced to kind of double back and make the best of it here on out. But it's enough to kind of stall the timeout a bit longer here for IG, and it looks like Westbrook as well. He's going to head towards the bottom, and I think he's going to be getting a pipe. He's got a couple of rings here on hand. You don't see it very often, but, you know, people always casually laugh about the pipe. No one ever gets it. It feels like it's kind of too much work, but we'll see how effective it could be in this kind of game.
Well, I talked about it in the draft a little bit. I definitely prefer the Crimson over the Pipe, but it's still an okay pickup. I mean, you stop the Sonic Wave, or sorry, you don't stop the Sonic Wave anymore, but you stop the Scream, the Ice Blast, and mostly Chuan's damage from there. Like, it's not the best pickup, but it'll help him out. Obviously, Double Edge is self-inflicted, so that's some magic damage you can also take care of. So, not my ideal, but it should still do the job of making everybody a little bit tankier in the fights. But he's gonna blink, look for the TP, and he looks like he'll get out okay. Chuan missing the stun, but the Hex!
They got him!
The Ice Blast marker gave him the vision, and the Hex connects.
They got him, okay. Yeah, that was close. Thankfully, Faith, with a little bit of extra vision from the Ice Blast, Chuan tried to do a blind Earth Spike, but once he saw where he was, he did a quick reaction with the Hex, and not a moment too soon. And they're allowed to get the quick pick there onto your Centaur, and the rest of the Hyper Glory team are kind of back near the Roche pit here, scrambled on what the next game plan is going to be for them. But with that pick, Ferrari's now able to complete out an Agnum Scepter on this Queen of Pain, so your Sonic Wave is going to be coming of abundance here. Very low cooldown, and, well, it will help relieve a lot of the pressure. It will help decimate the Chen army a bit more, and we'll see how much use he's really going to find out of it here. And meanwhile, Hyper Glory team, they still have their gem, I believe. They do. So they'll just kind of keep hanging around this IG side and maybe remove whatever ward they come across. But Roche is up, so they're going to get on in there and get the job done.
If you look at net worth, you can see the Queen of Pain has actually outstripped the Sniper just thanks to this Midas and a few key pickoffs there. So, I mean, great for Ferrari to be able to come back in that regard, but still burning. He's slow rolling. He's actually going to follow through with that Eye of Scotty, so it's going to be a hyper defensive build from him. No, it's going to pretty much as slow as you can farm on this hero. Like, at best, you take double stacks of Ancients here. You don't... If you the higher you stack it, the more you risk HGT just taking it away from you, because they don't have map control. So... it is a pretty big stack right now. I think that's a triple. And as such, Burning has to take care of that right now or he won't have time. Actually, probably double damage rune just to bring it down.
He's going to start going to work on that. That Stampede was just them trying to find Luo there on the bottom lane, but he did the smart choice and ran out the other way, so they couldn't quite get a hold of him. Now he's going to be able to TP back to safety of his own base. Hyper Glory team will just try to take advantage of this and push down this tier 2. But IG just kind of accept this. They know that Hyper Glory team are going to be able to take probably the remainder of their outer towers. They just need to get focused on to
look at top lane, actually. Westbrook waiting perfectly. This is what they've been doing all game long, and the game one specifically, but going in on Ferrari early, now getting the combo. Chuan's there to break it down a little bit, though, and the living armor, it might make the difference.
Oof, he was able to get away. It was even a nice steal there. But they stopped the TP with the Assassinate, and they're able to get the kill. Okay, nice steal from Kaka from that Earth Spike to even lock him in place that much longer. And a nice little attempted escape from Ferrari, but it's not going to be to any avail, as he will go down. Now 6-9 for Hyper Glory team. And pretty high in Luo. They're going to cross paths. And there's a lead seed for you. Oh, and an overgrowth. Okay, Ice Blast. Okay, he gets hit. No mech. No Hand of God's going to help him, but he's got plenty of life. He'll be fine.
Want to buy Urn of Shadows. Come on, guys. But, nah, it's just not going to happen. Either way, it looks like Chuan's actually going to go for some very aggressive warding. What is Chuan doing right here? He wants to kill. He wants to follow up with a finger, but he's going to get chain stunned instead.
Okay, Chuan, a bit aggressive right there. Not the right choice to make. He was a man on a mission, and that was mission impossible as he goes down. Not the best choice right there. Meanwhile, top lane, they're just going to keep on pushing. This is the last outer tower here for IG. And then the farm becomes really restricted here. So Burning trying to get what he can from the jungle for now. But the pressure's starting to build up here. Hyper Glory team getting ready to have that taste of victory and the chance to move forward and eliminate the big dogs in IG in this game number 3. They're in a really good standing to do so. But this is IG after all, and I know back at DAC, I don't know, I think we might even casted that game together, Blaze, where Burning's Medusa pulled out one hell of a comeback with even a rapier and everything. Yeah. It was just ridiculous, so do not count them out.
Definitely. That was actually one of my favorites. That was a hell of a game. But now we've got Burning under some heavy fire here. No mana shield, and really no mana even if he had it active. He'd probably go for a Stone Gaze disengage, but he needs a little bit more health. Yeah, now they're on the run. No Stampede for 7 seconds. The Ice Blast coming out, and they're actually going to turn this.
Nice grab. Now finger on forward as they make a go on his ZSMJ. He will go down. He does have the Aegis, however, and Pretty Hot shows up with his crew, and they're able to get the quick Test of Faith snag right there onto AA. Snipe onto Burning. They catch him with the telekinesis, pull him back. Follow up with that stolen or spike, and now Air just comes in and cleans him up. Burning's going to be out for a minute with no buyback, and here comes the pressure from the north into the high ground even. Chuan trying his best to slow him down, but there's going to be some really good damage here for as long as Burning is out.
Really smart using the living armor early for the tree. He used it like 10 seconds before they even got to the high ground, so it'd be on cooldown. But now just spam it out, trying to buy time. 30 seconds is what they need. But it looks like at least one Rax will be falling, and the Sonic Wave doesn't go far enough. It'll hit on the Creep, it'll hit on the Centaur, but they shrug it off and they go for the big melee.
I can understand trying to hit it from afar, because then you risk being in range of your Centaur or your lift from Kaka more so. But yeah, this is first Rax down, it looks like, or at least they'll get the one main melee Rax. Burning's going to be up in 10 seconds time. It looks like they are going to get both Rax. And okay, it's Hyper Glory Team doing the real base damage so far for Game 3. They pull back. They got to be feeling pretty good and comfortable. Pressure is on IG to just stay alive at this point and hold out as much as possible so that Burning can hopefully put the team on his back and take themselves back into the promised land. But it's going to be
They're definitely not out yet, though. That's the one thing is, even though it looks really bad, it's still HGT have to find another pickoff like that to actually break the high ground. Because pushing into Ice Blast, Overgrowth, Sonic Wave, and Stone Gaze, all up from low ground to high, it's impossible. They have to find a pickoff, and that means IG have to be in a bad position. So they're going to farm slow. They are at a disadvantage because the Rax pressure up top. But it's still a game where it's completely undecided. There has to be something decisive happening to actually bring it to the next level, and it might be just Burning walking out down here on bottom. They have the perfect jump opportunity with these blinks.
Don't even have to use the
Stone
blink to
Gaze
get in there, but yeah, immediate Stone Gaze. It is going to solidify Air there. They're catching with the sniper. Now the move and follow-up stun. They need help. Overgrowth, Sonic Wave. Burning, barely holding on. Westbrook in trouble. And now it's going to be the stolen Stone Gaze as they use it right back. They get Burning down and Luo. Only 3 to stand here. Faith's going to eat a big chunk of damage here as he has to head back to base. Very weak and wounded. And suddenly it's Hyper Glory Team now going towards the bottom racks. Oh, man. They had just gotten back from recovery, and Burning gets caught out again on the bottom. And what a play from Kaka, man. He has been unbelievable this series.
Absolutely insane. Like, usually I would just flame the Medusa and say, oh, man, you should toggle your split shot or your mana shield whenever your Stone Gaze. He didn't get a chance. Kaka, within the millisecond that he cast that spell, was ready for it. He just had the perfect steal timing against that Stone Gaze. And it got the petrification on 2 or 3. It's just perfect blink usage, and now they're just picking him off. This is the last legs for IG. They have no high ground left to hold. Chuan doing the best he can. The Sonic Wave will be cooling down in 25 seconds. That's the time to turn it again, but right now HGT, they're just finding those pickoffs, finding those openings, and walking right into the Radiant base. It looks like they will back off after this one, though. They are afraid of that Sonic Wave and Deduce's respawn, and they don't want to give anything else up. So wait for Roche, find one more pickoff, and try to end the game off of that.
Yeah, this is big stuff right now for Hyper Glory Team as they continue to mount up their advantage, now pushing past the 15K net worth mark, about 10K as far as XP goes, and that is a smart choice to pull back while you're ahead at that point. Burning does come back, and it looks like he's going to be going for a Maelstrom, or very late Midas, as he's holding just the Glove of Haste here. But Hyper Glory Team, like you said, wager they're going to be waiting out for the Roche. They get that Aegis, they're in a much more comfortable position. Okay.
Oh, they're
Stone Gaze stolen as he hops. The one that he took hops in. He gets in a great position to solidify Burning. What a player. But can they finish him off? Oh, they will be able to, certainly. He goes down. And he does have buyback this go-around, but that is back-to-back takedowns of Burning. They scout out Luo. They got the gem. He's not going anywhere. He's going to get sniped. Air gets that kill. Hyper Glory Team are just not letting up. They are not giving IG the chance to even think about a comeback at this point. They get another 3-man takedown, and they're going right back in towards the base. This time it's going to be mid that's hit, and Burning might have to buy back here. Nope, they're going to change course. They're going to go for bottom where the Rax is already exposed. Smart call.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under
Just
attack.
taking care of it, no problem at all. If they were waiting even a couple minutes, this would be a game IG could take, but now they're just getting killed off left and right. Nice Sonic Wave, bursting through the pipe. Centaur will go down. Air's taking some hits. A lot of fire, and he even gets petrified in the end, so never mind. I was about to say that, like, this game, HGT needed to end it now, and they certainly have, but that beautiful Sonic Wave, the Medusa buyback on the front, it actually works out heavily in their favor, and yeah, it even kind of pays for the buyback itself. Like, the Medusa's not unhappy about that. She, after buying back, gets 1,700 gold. What streak did she end? A wicked sick from the Viper, a lot of AoE bounty from the Sniper. Wow, that's just a lot of cash influx.
He got all of his buyback gold back. Okay, now Chuan might have gone too far to get Pretty hot there, and Pretty actually turns around and bops him on the head with one last auto attack, and now he has a mega kill streak. Oh man.
He got almost twice as much of that gold back after the fact. Like, he got 1,700 surplus after you taken the almost 1,000 reduction. Now that was insane influx for him, and he's just suddenly back in this game. Like, I was considering HGT, okay, if they don't find those pickoffs and the game waits out like 10 more minutes, the Midases start kicking in more. They have one Midas advantage, one on the AA, one on the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain goes for Shiva's, which makes it really hard for Sniper to do his damage because he's so reliant on attack speed, and you're already up against an Eye of Scotty. And the Ancient Apparition is going to be, you know, eventually working towards that Aghanim's, or at least spamming out plenty of wards to keep his carries safe. Whatever he puts the money into, it's going to be valuable for the team. So I gotta say that HGT, although they look so good in this game, and they probably feel pretty confident, they're still only, they haven't won yet. They're like 70-30, and they need to make this rush worthwhile.
I can agree with that. Now, this Aegis will help out, and IG will have to play a bit more cautiously. They did have to use Burning's buyback, so if he gets caught out again and taken down, it's not going to be as easy to make that kind of comeback play. But it looks like they are going to be able to snag it up.
Who expects the Rubik blinking with the Stone Gaze? Like, oh, that was such a play from KotLGuy. He has been an incredible force to be reckoned with this series entirely. Like, his play on the Treant and now on the Rubik. Like, this guy, he's just insane.
Air's going to be snagging up the cheese there from the Roche, and that means ZSMJ is going to be the one with the second life. And he's now got a Demon Edge. Probably going to look to build up towards that MKB before Burning even has the chance to think about a Butterfly. More so, they're just looking to get as much of that hard-hitting damage out as possible, as they will continue the pressure on this bottom lane, where those Raxes are still exposed.
Dire's top
And
tower
that does
is
force
I'd
IG
go
to
Dateless
come
on the
back.
Sniper here. I'd say crit on the Sniper just because, like, the Butterfly is so far off. It's going to be a long, long time before Medusa actually finds the Butterfly. Maybe he's not as aware of her lack of farm as we are, because we have all the numbers right in front of us, but no matter the case, they're just going to go on the back of this Aegis and Cheese. Cheese is on the Viper, his Midas is on the Courier. And they'll have some big Ancients to siege with. The Granite Golem, the Black Dragon, up on the high ground already.
Oh, they're going right for Burning. If they take him down, he's got no buyback. They're going to get him. Locked in place. He goes down. Out for 80 seconds. Stone Gaze was popped. Now they're eating big damage. Westbrook going to get fingered. They take the Centaur down. Luo, big damage there. That stolen Sonic Wave from Kaka. They did it. They have beaten IG. IG were just eliminated from the Summit 3. What an upset here. The underdogs. Hyperglory team coming into this matchup. Dota 2 Lounge odds had it like 83% favorites for IG. But I said right at the start of the draft for Game 1, Hyperglory team are a team that could pull out some ridiculous upsets, and they do it again, Blaze. What a hell of a series, and what a hell of a showing from Kaka. I give him, without a doubt, MVP from all 3 games. Unbelievable.
Yeah. True to his cosmetic set, he was a mad jester with those spell steals, just juggling them all around. He was able to do so much work this game. And yeah, the one thing they couldn't afford was Medusa getting picked off at the beginning of the fight. She's the one without buyback. She's the one who has to be behind everybody else. The Treant, at least, should be in front. And no, it's the Medusa that gets jumped, the Medusa that goes down, and carry without buyback in this stage of the game is the loss of the entire game. So Burning, not his best series, but honestly just outplayed by individuals like KotLGuy, who played this just so immaculately. Really impressed by their performance here, and hoping the best for them as they move forward through the lower bracket.
Unbelievable stuff. So with that, that's going to wrap things up for our first series today. We do have another series to come in which we're going to be seeing LGD take on eHome in the winner bracket final. That's going to be exciting. That match is scheduled to come up in about 17 minutes time, hopefully if everything does stay on schedule. And we'll be bringing you that action. So it's been a pleasure as always. You can show your support by hitting that follow button down below for Beyond the Summit. I'm KotLGuy. Hit me up on my Twitter at KotLGuy. And Blaze, you can catch him over on his Twitter at BlazeCasting. Please stick around. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a fun tutorial about Vulcan Site again. You're welcome to check it out. You're welcome to kind of go take a bit of a break and get a snack. But regardless, we have more Dota on the way in about 20-25 minutes time. So we'll see you then, folks. Take care.